And we got a couple of things to get into. And let's start off with what ended up happening that I ended up finding out. And I was a little shocked last night. It was the United States Secretary of Defense. He didn't met up with Qatar, the country Qatar. They had came to the United States, and actually they just signed the Donald Trump signed a executive order to let Qatar come over here and build a Air Force facility in Idaho. Yes, in Idaho. In Idaho to that will hold their Qatar's Air Force, Qatar's F-15 fighters, and fighter jets and pilots. And the pilots will be working alongside, will be training alongside the U.S. soldiers. Yeah. When I think this, I was like, "What's going on here? Why are we doing this?" I said, I have never seen this ever before, and I have never heard of this ever happening in the United States. I heard of us actually doing it and us going to other countries and building our U.S. bases in places that we then, you know, became, you know, I want to became partners, and whatever. But I'm trying to figure out like why they stay doing this. What's the reason? This seems fishy. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about it because I said I don't know. I said I don't feel right. It just don't. It don't feel right. Something feels wrong. It's like I have never seen this happen before. I have never seen it happen. I never heard anything like this ever being done. And if you have heard anything about this or any situation where this has happened with the United States before in another country, then let me know in the comments and in the chat. Let's move on to the next thing. Let's get into Ray J. So Ray J got his new show called Love Cabin that we premiere October 12th. Congratulations to him. And it will be narrated by the one and only Auntie. Yeah, Auntie Tia. Kathy. Kathy. Auntie Tia. So I said Auntie Tia, and I see the little preview, the little skit, and I said it's fire. With you got Auntie up here doing her thing, and I said Auntie Tia doing the best. I said, oh, I said just for the narration, I may even tune in just to check it out and see what's going on because they ain't gonna have no phones, they have no social media, they're gonna be out there in the woods trying to make a connection and see if this gonna go from the woods to the back to the city. I said they out in the mountains in California. I said, "Oh, this gonna be juicy." But you got a couple of two of the guys I would say that's a part of the cast. One is a personal trainer, also I want to say actor, and you may have seen him on social media and stuff like that. And then another one, he also a model too. Another one is actually influencer. I want to say model, and he's not a dollar entertainer. Well, content entertainer. Yeah, and so we gonna see how this album go down. Is these people really here for love or love? But I want to see how this gonna go because Ray J is the host of this show because it's his, and it's gonna be on Zeus Network. It's gonna be very interesting to find out how this gonna go. If these people gonna actually find love or love. I may check it out and see what's going on. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about it. But let's move on to the next. Let's get into baby. I said so. This lady right here, she sparked a little questions for everybody. She's brought up there should be a register, like there's a register for offenders, sex offenders. There should be a register for people who get uncurable STDs. there should be one because and definitely when it comes to HIV and stuff like HIV and the other things, that goes on when you engage in them type of activities. Because a lot of people do not tell you what's going on. Do not tell you their status, don't know their status, won't show you their papers. So she's thinking there should be a list for people, a national list. I said, it should be, but then you should be asking these questions. You should be asking these questions regardless of y'all being intimate or not. Before y'all even go down that road, before y'all even kiss, you should even know blank, blank, blank. Period. And if you don't know that, yeah, that's kind of, I'm sorry to say, it can be your fault because you must care about yourself more than the lust of the person that you find interesting and you find attractive intimately to me. We're giving y'all opinion on it. We're gonna move on past her. But she made a good point and it's like, yeah, there should be, but then there's a lot of there's a helper. The HIPAA is in place, so it's like you can't really do a lot of things like that. That's just what I'm thinking. But let's move on to the one and only Fat Joe. So he was doing, Fat Joe be telling a lot of stories going on. And this story he had for us was Bruno Mars. He met Bruno Mars. I want to say for the first time, and he was, he couldn't wait to meet Bruno. And he ended up asking this man. There's just some of it. He asked this man, is he Puerto Rican? And Bruno Mars got up in there, cussed him out, went off, and said, "Don't you ever ask me." It's like, yeah. I said, when you meet somebody for the first time, why would that be the first thing that come out of your mouth? Why would you even? Why would you even ask anything on that level after you first meet? It's a little bit inappropriate in the setting that y'all were in. Like if y'all was one on one and nobody around and you just say, "Hey, I got an honest question for you. Don't be mad or whatever." This is how I want to ask you. But that's what's going on there. And Joe Button knew what Joe Button. He's messy. Let's move on to the next. And let's get into Mr. Derrick Glover. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. So he ended up getting recaptured in Atlanta. So apparently the landlord, the house that he was in, the landlord ended up getting on TV the following day or two and actually showing how the house looked. It was ransacked and everything. So he was actually staying with some young lady, and apparently, what is being said, the young lady actually turned him in for 50K. I said, I know that's right, look. I know that's right. I said, so when did you figure out that you was shot up with, an HKP? Because she went to get that money. Because that house was a mess. You seen what was it, Bubblicious? All around. There was so much Bubblicious around that house. It was beer bottles, everything. The whole place was ransacked and everything. But now he's back in custody. And he'll be going back to New Orleans to serve his time in New Georgia for escaping. But that's all that I got for y'all today. Thank y'all for tuning in. It's your boy Paul, and I will get back at y'all later. Bye.